Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. So a few days ago I made a very negative review on the new anime mobile game Reverse 1999. And unfortunately, even though I thought my points were quite logical and thoroughly explained, it seemed a bunch of people were very unhappy with my video. As of now, the video has a very poor like to dislike ratio and there's a lot of comments being very critical of my review. And upon seeing this reaction, I figured I must have just dropped the ball in a major way, as honestly, my videos normally get a far better reception than this. So I did decide to detox from the internet for a good bit and gave Reverse 1999 another go. And honestly, when I gave this game another try with a more open frame of mind, I ended up enjoying it a whole lot more. And it's to the point where I just feel like I had to make this video to rectify my previous video and provide this game with a more fair and balanced review. So the very first criticism I had with this game was how I was unable to obtain a single British anime waifu on my account. And this is still true, but honestly, once I changed my frame of mind to be happy with what I did have and not be sad at what I didn't have, this has become less of an issue. Actually, my new favorite character is now Anite, who you see here on my home screen. Though Anite is not a British anime girl, but instead is a Japanese anime girl. The thing is, she has been summoned on my account 4 times as you can see here, and this has just made me far more attached to her as it's made her a very powerful character to use in combat for me. However, recently I also saw that this game will be releasing a new character in 2 days named Melania, who I'm super excited for. This is Melania right here. Melania is a classic anime British waifu, and she will be replacing my Annie Chungus once I obtain her. As much as I've come to like Anna, unfortunately she just can't compete with a classic British anime waifu like Melania, and there's just not a whole lot she can do about that. Annie Chungus is just outwitted, outstyled, outclassed, and outpaced intellectually by Melania in a major way. So Anna Lee's days are numbered, and she knows it, and oh dear, it appears she just got eaten by the painting there. And actually, I think this is very symbolic of what's going to happen, as once I obtain Melania, Annie Young will be nothing more than a memory, and I will never have her as the main display on my account ever again. Anyways, another major criticism I had about Reverse 1999 in my initial review was the story not impressing me. And for a game that is very story-based, I think this is a reasonable thing to criticize. However, at the time, I've only just completed Chapter 1 and 2, and I felt the story was at a 2 out of 10 then. But now that I've completed Chapter 3, and I'm halfway through Chapter 4, I feel like the story is at a 4 out of 10, so it's basically gotten twice as good than I originally thought. While Chapter 2 was a nonsensical Doctor Who ripoff, Chapter 3 was a more followable Promised Neverland ripoff, and Chapter 4 is shaping up to be an epic House of Cards ripoff. So I do think the story has improved every chapter so far. The last thing I recall unfairly criticizing about this game was the combat being too basic, and honestly I think this is the area I was most wrong in, as I just completely missed multiple mechanics in this game's combat that makes it interesting. Let me find a stage here. One thing I completely missed is that there is actually a type system in this game, and while it's nowhere near Revue Starlight Relive levels of complexity, it still does add some nuance in team building. For example, these enemies are all spirit type, so they take more damage to intelligence units, who unfortunately I do not have, but if I did, I could exploit that weakness. Anyways, let's enter battle, and I will explain the other numerous advanced ways you can win at this video game. Now, it is true that the cards you draw is random, but there is always a way to make what you have work if you're willing to think about it. What I'm thinking of cooking here is a double buff. I will buff with my Soneto and then buff with my Anna, and this is going to make Miss Anna Lee do unusually high damage. There's the first buff, now the second buff. And Annie Sneed just did over 1000 damage because of that. Ooh, I think I have a next level play here. So I'm thinking I can use Vertin's ability to give myself a 3-star buff, and that should allow Annie Lee to one-shot everything. And you know what, you guys just can't follow what I'm thinking. So I'm just going to do it. So bam, and then move this over here and 3-star. and then we'll be able to one-shot everything with Annie Sneed. And I also really like the ult animations in this game. They're very cool. Anyways, I just did over 9,000 damage to one of those minions, which is just a hilarious meme. But yeah, as you can see, I'm enjoying this game in a major way, so I think it's only fair that I rectify my previous score from last video. If I recall, I gave this game a 2.4 out of 10, which I no longer feel is fair nor accurate in any way. And I think I would like to raise my score to a, let's go with a 5.2 out of 10. I think that is a more fair representation that is more accurate with what I truly think. Anyways, that is all for this video. Let me know what you all think of Reverse 1999 down in the comments, and also who your favorite Reverse 1999 character is. I'm going to go back to playing this game now, and hope you all have a wonderful day. Bye.